to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. Inside there is sacred love. Now for the really hard part of the song. Here we go. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Every self-help book author in the world just cringed at that sentence. Every self-improvement guru, every talking head on TV, every pharmaceutical company, every plastic surgeon, every financial planner just shivered. It's a pretty tricky line, and I'm not even asking you to believe it as you sing it. Today is kind of a day about dabbling in subversive thoughts like this one that you and I can actually, really, truly, even for a few minutes at a time, leave our lives as they are. Take one deep breath if you haven't all week. Sing this sneaky line one more time. Here we go. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Last time. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. We'll go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find
Wow. That was the opening prayer, wasn't it? That was the opening prayer. Right now, I invite you to just take another deep breath. Maybe close your eyes and go from our busy minds into our heart space inside where God and love and compassion reside, where we find all those qualities that Daniel just sang. And in that place, we go to that consciousness of gratitude, saying, thank you, God. Thank you for this place and this time and this church family and these friends, all the possibilities in our lives. We open to good, to God, to grace. We say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. We say it together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Now I'll ask you to, by the way, I'm Carol Evans on your board of directors, and this is Lisa Lemons, also on the board of directors. And we are happy to be platforming today. It's so much fun to look out at you from up here. So it's been a while since we've been up here doing this. So anyway, we are grateful. So I invite you to join in our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence.
So you see who's with us today, don't you? Woo! We got Daniel Nahmod in the house, and we are so grateful and blessed. I made that one word. Isn't that great? To have you with us today. Thank you for coming all the way across the country to spend time with us. We just love you. Love having you here. And thank you all for coming too. We're so happy to have everybody here today. And now if you'll speak our mission statement with me. Unity of Daytona Beach is a vibrant spiritual community that transforms lives by teaching and living the message of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need that. Not too often I get to raise a microphone. Thank you for that. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. One more time. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Do we have any kids to join me up on stage that I can embarrass? Anybody? I had some really stumping questions for you. Come on up here, man. It's not going to go well for you, but come on up anyway. So you look not that far from my son's age, so I know very well how to embarrass you completely. Apparently I do, because he tells me all the time now. All right. Hello, Daniel. Your name is Tressler. Full name. What's your name? Charlie. That I know how to spell. There you go. All right. I have I'm here to talk and sing today, and I'm actually partly going to talk about what people worry about. So my first question is, what are you guys worried about? For real? Are you worried about anything? Something about school? Something about a friend? Something about... What are you worried about? Anything? Anything on your mind?
Probably getting an F in school.
Okay. Yeah. A grade. Yeah. Yeah. Charlie's got nothing. You're not worried about anything?
I feel like I'm worried about anything right now.
Okay. That's a good place to be. All right. Good. Yeah, because Jude sometimes he comes home and he's worried about not like something that he has to do that day, but he's worried about something that's coming up in a week or a month. And I am too, right? I think about things that are sometimes not just happening right now, but I can see them in the future, and I'm worried about them already. You know what I mean? And instead of sleeping well or feeling good or having a good time, I basically just like feel, butterflies or tense in my stomach, or don't sleep as well, or I'm sitting with my, what do you guys like to watch? Like you watch Netflix, or what do you watch? Jude watches YouTube videos about Minecraft. What's that?
I watch a whole lot of YouTube horror movies and stuff.
Horror movies? Good for you. Good for you. You must sleep great. Yeah, sleep like a baby. You know why I don't like horror movies? Because life is scary enough being a singer-songwriter for a living. That's actually how I feel about it. But sometimes like I'll be sitting with Melina and Jude and the dog. Like, you guys have a dog? Are you brothers? Two cats, okay. So you know how good it feels to sit on the couch next to the cats, right? It just like immediately feels good. The trick is, for me, if I've got something that's stressing me out, I'll be sitting with my favorite girl, that would be my wife, my favorite boy, no offense, that would be my son, and my favorite dog, no offense to your cats, Lucky the dog, and on the surface, like, it looks like I'd be really happy. But if my mind is going about something that's coming, like in the future, even if it's not something I have to do that day, it can really affect how much I can relax and just enjoy sitting on the couch with my wife and boy and dog. You know what I mean? Like, and feelings are that way too, of course. If something hurts your feelings from the day before, or somebody says something at school that you didn't like, that didn't feel great, right? It could look like you're going to be having a really nice sit down with the family, or you guys play Nintendo or anything like that? Xbox, okay, yeah. Like, right, it could look like you're having a great time. You could think you should be having a great time, but something is off because of a feeling that's off, right? Or something stirred a memory that didn't feel great, or something is coming that's making you worried. And that's all really I'm talking about today, is the difference between what you are doing and can do today and what you could be worried about or thinking about or planning or replaying. And you ever have a conversation where you said something, you're like, oh God, I wish I hadn't said that. Yes. And you're thinking about it the next day or a week later. I mean, you're still like, ooh, I wish that had not come out of my mouth. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've done that. I've done it on stage in front of thousands of people. And I go home and it's like this. It's like, I will have had a great gig. This is what I do for a living. I sing songs and tell stories and things. I will have had a great gig. Love and hugs and money. Right? And I should be going home feeling great. And instead, in my mind, all I'm thinking about is the one really dumb sentence or one word I wish I hadn't. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really all I'm talking about today is being present to what good is happening and what good I can do right now, and leave yesterday alone and leave tomorrow alone, even a little bit. Not because you're not superhuman, you know what I mean? It's like, of course you're going to be worried about a test or a grade, of course. And a grade is a whole semester worth of work, right? It's not you can decide today to get an A. You have to decide today to do today's homework. Every so often, right, you might get a little homework early done, but mostly it's today's homework is all you can think about. But it's possible to worry a whole semester about a grade, isn't it? Even though all you can do is today's homework. And so that's all I wanted to share with you guys today, is that it is a decision. And by the way, grown-ups are no better than kids making this decision. Making the decision to leave alone the future and to leave alone the past and actually just be here today. That's hard to do. It's a decision. It is possible, though. And that's kind of all I wanted to share with you. Are you guys sitting through this service? Are you stuck in here for the whole time? All right. Okay. Well, I apologize. I apologize in advance. And I love the dirty look you just gave somebody in the back there. And I absolutely cannot promise that this won't be horribly boring for you. But I'm going to do my best to give you something at least that you'll enjoy. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys.
That was great. Cass, you might be in the doghouse for a while, but that was great. We love that. So it's that time in our service where we'd like you to stand and greet each other and welcome them and say, Daniel Nahmod's here today. Okay, just say hi, welcome.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Sing it with me one time. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the deepest kind of love, sweetest kind of life, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get ready, get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. When things go wrong, it's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, it's logical to ponder, what credit can I take? But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Well, still I find I'm crying out for answers. Guess I'm still craving control. And still I find I'm afraid of taking chances, as if I could damage my soul. But at this moment, I remember it comes so clear to me that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I could be. I don't need to know where the time goes, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Oh, I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go. 'Cause God knows. God knows. God knows. We in the Nahmod house watch Netflix and a couple of these other streaming services, and we don't have like the premium packages where there are no commercials. So we find ourselves watching a lot of commercials, or at least trying to mute as many commercials as possible. And as you may have experienced yourself, there is a flood, a torrent, an unending supply of prescription medication commercials. It's very baffling and strange, and they never end. And one of the most entertaining things about these really disturbing commercials is the warnings about their side effects. I mean, I'll leave it to a stand-up comic to list all of the side effects, because it actually sounds kind of like a stand-up comic routine. It's a migraine medication, but warning, may cause sudden death, or or your fingernails may fall off, and if your eyeball falls out of its socket, call a doctor. That's not right. That's not even that exaggerated. They really are. They really do say this can cause sudden death. And we're like, what? There's a medication for hand something, muscle something, and it says call your doctor if your skin tears. I don't even know what that means. Tears? Anyway. But it's a sideways way, isn't it, for pharmaceutical companies to admit something that they otherwise absolutely do not want to admit, which is they kind of have no idea what any particular compound is going to do for any particular body. And the answer is, like, they call them side effects only because there's only one effect you actually are buying, and the rest of them come with it, but if you were looking for, what I really want is for my skin to tear, I'd buy that medication, and they'd call, warning, your migraines may accidentally go away. You know what I mean? Like, the side effects are just other effects that you may not want. But it really is a mysterious process. We study as a species, we study the brain as best we can. But most of the things going on in the brain, like essentially all of what's going on in the brain, is a mystery. The actual mechanism of an antidepressant, say, is a mystery. The best so far that we've come up with is areas of the brain that seem to light up when we have a certain feeling or a certain emotion, if a certain pain, or we're using a certain part of our body or a certain part of our consciousness. But that's very approximate. I mean, that's kind of it. It is unknown. What happens in the brain is more or less unknown. And what happens with medications is more or less unknown. What happens in the stock market is more or less unknown. I was an economics professor, as you would have expected. Did I say professor? I'm sorry. I was an economics major. I was not an economics professor. God help us all. I was an economics major, but I had an economics professor who was very esteemed. Had been around. He'd been on the Presidential Council of Economic Advisors and all this sort of stuff. And he said, just to let you know, he told this to a room full of 19-year-olds or whatever we were. If you're ever watching the news and they say the stock market rose today on fears of inflation, or the stock, or fell today, probably would have happened, or the stock market, rose today on optimism about blah, blah, blah. He said the answer is everything after the phrase the stock market rose or the stock market fell, everything after that is BS. Because they actually have no idea. It is retrospective wisdom that means nothing. It's an interpretation of a system that is too big and too complicated to predict or explain. It is its own organism, he said. The stock market, an economy of a country, is too complex to understand. All we can do is look back and say, what must have been happening was, because anything else is nonsense. And certainly predicting is nonsense. Because the stock market, he said, rises and falls like a living thing. And it does its own thing. And there are tangibles and there are intangibles, as we all know, right? If mood gets worse, stocks fall, even though mood has nothing to do, not really, with the value of what maybe Twinkie sales should go up when people get sadder. I don't know. Or Pop-Tarts, maybe Pop-Tart. In my house, Pop-Tart sales would definitely go up if there was a wave of sadness. Ben and Jerry's more like, this is Ben, this is Jerry. You know what I mean? But generally speaking, these are unknowable things. So you go to the doctor and the doctor doesn't know. You watch the financial analysts and advisors and predictors and they don't know. Who else do we look for to tell us what's going to happen? Politicians, weathermen, and women. Yeah. There's a lot of telling, isn't there? There's a lot of predicting and interpreting going on, most of which is sold. It's not really usually offered for free. It's mostly sold in books or on TV. And it's a very attractive thing, isn't it? To think we found somebody who knows. In any area, really. And I'm not saying there isn't. Of course, there is expertise, of course, and there is, of course, experience. I'm not diminishing those things. But you cross over from somebody saying what they know to saying what they claim to know. It can be a blurry line, but once you arrive in the appear to know or claim to know, you end up in very murky territory that usually ends up not being true. So, what do you and I know? Do you know that for sure? What do you and I need to know? I have. Do you know what you're going to be doing tomorrow? Kind of. Yeah. Kind of. Do you know what you're going to be doing in a week? Do you think you know? Yeah. I mean, is it on your calendar? Right? Are you taking a medication right now or a treatment for an illness that you've been told how it will heal you? And will it? You have we're working on our house right now. Our house is like I'm sorry, it's a joke I've cracked before, and unfortunately it's not at all a joke, is that we thought we were buying a fixer-upper, and in fact we were buying a knocker-downer. But it's true. But we have fixed it up instead of knocking it down. And when you call a contractor and they say, we're coming, are they? When you buy an appliance and they say it'll last for 10 years, will it? When you ask somebody to marry you, will they say yes? And if you stand at the altar and say, till death do we part, will the marriage last until death? If you buy a house in a booming real estate market, will the value of your house continue to go up? Yeah. If you write a book, will it be a bestseller? Really? Hopefully, sure, but you know how many books are written a year? And there's not a lot of bestsellers. Not a lot. If you write a song, will it be a hit song? I'm writing a musical right now. Will anyone ever see it? Maybe. Maybe. Does anybody actually, if you know, Steven Spielberg has made clunker movies, and Lord knows that guy knows how to make a movie. You know, not every, every even hit artists, even the greatest, most successful songwriters and singers in the world have made an album that nobody bought. So why'd they do that? Because they had no idea to begin with why one sold and one didn't. I just saw a quick clip of Bob Dylan. Might have been in the 70s, a quick little interview thing. Somebody said, you know, how do you explain the incredible popularity of your music? And he said, I cannot explain it. And it was one of the more honest answers I've ever heard from somebody who was succeeding. Because you and I both know people who are successful love to take the credit, right? Love to feel bigger as a result of their success. By the way, I guess I understand. To some extent, I've taken some pride. I mean, I've had very minor. Taylor Swift sneezes and sells more records than I do, in my entire lifetime. But I've had some success as an independent artist. I've sold more records than most independent artists in the United States, for sure. But am I, in fact, responsible for that? I don't know. If you have a talent, if you have a talent, let's assume everybody in this room has a particular talent. Where'd it come from? I mean, Beyonce is like the complete package of a musical, of a performer. There have been a handful of people like her, maybe, in the history of the United States anyway, just a handful of people who are so good at so many different aspects of such a career that it's almost unfair. I mean, it really is. If she was just the singer she is, she'd be a successful singer. If she was just the songwriter, she'd be a successful songwriter. If she was just so beautiful, she'd be a successful model. If she was just such a great dancer, she'd be a successful dancer. Put it all in one person. It's like I said, it's a little unfair, right? But can she actually take credit for being born so beautiful, or being born with such a voice, or being born with the grace to dance the way she does? By the way, I certainly think, in my opinion anyway, is that she can definitely take credit for not wasting it. Okay, got it, for sure. But if you were born with the talent to write, to write fiction, Stephen King, born with the talent to tell stories, scary stories, which you guys would obviously really enjoy. I'm not sure what's going on there, but if you're born with the talent to tell stories, and you use it, I got it. Or if you start a business, if you start a business and it folds, have you failed? I have a friend who was successful in the corporate world, very successful. And he had a dream to start a restaurant. A restaurant, by the way, with live music, that was his dream. Okay? He wanted a restaurant with a stage for live music that would happen every day. He couldn't shake this dream, and he was making big, big bucks wearing a suit and hanging out with, mostly men in this industry. It was an industrial industry, metal related, okay? Buying and selling metal. He couldn't shake the longing to do that. So he quit the corporate job with family to support and opened a restaurant. Used all his own money, used borrowed money, used family money, opened a restaurant with a stage, set it up, threw everything he had into it, and he has a lot. He's a smart dude, and he's talented, and it's extreme to say no one came, but not enough people came. And he tried to squeeze proverbial water from that stone for a couple of years of real struggle and stress. My God, unending hours, And after like 2.5 years, the savings was gone, the credit was overextended, the customers still weren't coming, and he had to close. Went back to a corporate job. And he and I talked many times during this experience that he was having, and afterward, he was very clear that if he had not tried, he would have regretted it on his deathbed. So did the closing of the restaurant represent a failure? Why? I just read the story of Panda Express. You guys know Panda Express? Do you have Panda Express here? Yes. Yeah, all right. So I've always thought of it as just kind of crappy fast food, crappy Chinese fast food, okay? And that's not quite fair. I sometimes leap to judgment about such things. And it isn't, actually. This isn't a commercial, but it was in fact a restaurant started by Chinese immigrants called Panda. Very successful, very beloved. I can't remember where it is. It's still there, the Panda restaurant. And they had an opportunity to open up a fast food-ish style version of their restaurant in a local mall, and they took it, and they called it Panda Express. And they took real pride in making good, I don't know if it's authentic, I've never been to China, but good food the way they were raised to eat and cook. Lord knows Panda Express took off. I mean, I think there's thousands of them, right? Can they take specific actual credit? Of course they can take credit for executing a business plan, of course, right? That's hard to do. But one thing rises, another thing falls. Culture is ready for one thing, culture is not ready for another. Was Van Gogh a failure as a painter when he literally died never having sold a single painting, and he tried? Was he a failure as a painter? So, where are you at with the things you're trying to do, and the things you're taking credit for, and the things you're taking blame for? How heavy does it weigh on you? If a marriage doesn't work out, is it a failure? I'm not saying it doesn't feel like it, but is it in fact, is it like a verdict by some celestial judge? Loser, failure, right? Mistake maker. Or does everything rise and everything fall in its own time, in its own way, and in an unseeable, unknowable, unexpectable, unpredictable, unplannable way? You and I, we have very bad luck in our own way from an evolutionary perspective. At some point, certain parts of our brains took massive leaps forward to inventing airplanes and skyscrapers and sending somebody to the moon and doing genetic testing. And we've got some skills as a species. But along with that leap, I think, my opinion, all my opinion, came the dangerous notion that we are in charge. And that notion occupies our minds, obsesses us. Either we're in charge, or somebody, if we give them enough money or watch the right TV show or buy the right book, somebody's got to be in charge, right? We're too smart not to be in charge, right? We have got to be able to plan this out. Have you ever found a to-do list or a 10-year plan of your own from years ago? Have you ever stumbled on such a thing? And just like had a chance to cross-check whether any of it came true? Very, very tricky. I found to-do lists for myself from the 1990s about things I needed to do for my music career, which I didn't have. Kind of still don't. I needed to do certain things. Take a good picture, call up a certain demo company, whatever it was, pitch to a record label, whatever it was. when I found that list, I had a to-do list at the same time. It's 25 years later, some of the same things were on the to-do list. 25 years later. Do you have anything on your to-do list that has never left? Gotta lose 7 pounds. You know, you're an inspiration for cleaning the roof. That's the kind of thing that I could actually put that on a to-do list for 10 years and never do. To get on the, gotta get on the roof and clean it off. I would, right? But I'm talking about things that you tell yourself, notice the next time you're with somebody or you're the one who says out loud, what I really ought to do is, I just need to, the phrase, I just need to, or I've just really gotta. These are very common phrases. What I'm gonna do today, this afternoon in this workshop, is we're gonna look at the need tos and gottas, and have tos and shoulds. We're gonna look at expectations we place on ourselves, anticipation we live with, other people's pressures that are placed on ourselves, the stuff we get out of bed and strap on in the back of a backpack, the stuff we carry around with us all day like rocks, so that the day itself doesn't exist in a vacuum, so that the relationship right in front of me I can't work on because I'm thinking about too many things past and future. I've got too much on my mind to be in my mind, right? Meanwhile, things that go well, I stand a little taller. Things that don't go well, I stand a little smaller. And it's an ongoing onslaught of judgment and disappointment and expectation and pressure instead of a day. Why can't a day just be a day? Why can't a try just be a try? Turn on the guitar. So much pushing and pulling, so much fighting and straining, so much laboring against waves and wind. I am tired, my arms are weary, my back is aching, my eyes are bleary. I think I'm finally ready to give in. I have struggled, I have cried, I have screamed inside about the kind of life I've tried to lead. Well, right now I think it's time, for the very first time, to lay down my body and mind and just be. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, I'm gonna be all right. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. Down the block or to the moon, round the world or just to my room, I can't say where I'm supposed to end up. I've resisted for so long, as if I could do no wrong, and it's never been quite good enough. It's a funny thing, I guess, this prideful human saying yes without knowing what I'm agreeing to. But there's a simple fact I find, the decision's never been mine. All I'll ever do is what I'm meant to do. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, I'm gonna be all right. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. It's a scary thing for sure to lay down my oars and quit pretending that I've ever been in charge. But it's scarier still to spend this strength and will and never even have a peaceful heart. So here goes the toughest thing. Ironic, don't you think, that it's so hard and so easy all at once? No, it's not laziness. It's just the deepest kind of trust that I'm okay when all is said and done. I'm okay when all is said and done. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, I'm gonna be all right. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. We'll close with one more song. This has been a little bit of an unusual way of presenting this material. I actually normally talk about where this music was born and where the notion was born, being like water. And I'll talk about that in this workshop this afternoon instead. But suffice it to say, if you are sitting there thinking, no, you cannot just go where the ocean says to go, your boat will most definitely sink. And this hippie up there can do what he wants, but I am going home and I'm executing my plan to perfection. What this guy is advising is a road to ruin. Congratulations. I can't argue with you, nor would I want to, nor are you more cynical than me. Sorry. Not only am I an economics major, but I was a computer programmer, and I'm a child of 2 lawyers. I was not raised to go where the ocean says to go. I was raised to make those plans and to execute them, to stop completely at stop signs, to pay my taxes to the penny, to be a good citizen and a good boy. And I wasn't raised to make music, for one thing, but this notion of trust and surrender, I had to learn. Or, sorry for the water pun, but I had to absorb, okay? And I absorbed in a very specific place geographically and mentally and emotionally, a very different place than I normally live. I'm going to share that with you this afternoon for those of you interested in coming. So what we're going to do this afternoon, very briefly, is we're going to spend 2.5 hours total. I'm going to sing you some songs. I'm going to read you a few things. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about different things. And I'm going to invite you to share what you were not forced to do. There's no kumbaya. There's no standing in circles, holding hands, and looking each other's eyes. It is an introspective experience. It is quiet and calm. If you're feeling stressed about the state of the world, I'm not hitting you up for money. I don't actually know how the money works for this workshop. Maybe there's a price for it. Are there tickets? I don't know. I have any idea. But come whether you can pay for it or not. If you're intrigued, if you're worried about health, I'm being serious. This is not a sales pitch. It's really a thing. This approach that I'll share with you this afternoon, that I dabbled in a little bit today, is actually life-changing. To look at a decision and consider the possibility that I don't have to decide. To look at something ending as something other than a failure. To look at my life as something less than or other than a report card, a scorecard on my own value or worth. It's real. It makes a difference. Whatever it is, you are holding onto the steering wheel super tight, getting heartburn and insomnia, high blood pressure, whatever it is that's worrying you. We're just going to consider the possibility that you don't need to know how to resolve it. It's okay. We're just going to, if that sounds simplistic, yeah, to me too. But it's a real thing. Come and sit with us for a couple hours this afternoon. Give it a try. And as I told the boys at the beginning, this is a thing about dabbling. There is no mastery of surrender and trust. No. You're still going to worry, and so am I. And by the way, I wouldn't want to be completely detached from some things. I am not detached from my son. It's not like I don't care how he turns out, but there's a difference between caring deeply and taking credit if he gets into Harvard, or taking blame if he doesn't. Those are two different things. Loving him and supporting him versus grading my performance as a father based on how he turns out are very different mindsets. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So if you're intrigued, just come and sit with me. And it's a good 2.5 hours. And if you don't feel like it, great, no problem. But thank you for having me today. Here's one more song. We can have more piano here would be great. I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. Can you guys hear the piano in the room? You can? Oh, okay, because I can't tell. I actually truly can't tell, so I'm glad. That's all I need to know. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. You want to try singing that line? See if you even believe it. For real. I'm okay. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. And I'll always be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Some say it's crazy. Some say naive to close my eyes and take the leap. But I know better, 'cause I believe even in the dark my soul can see. So when my mind plays its usual games, oh, my answer is always the same. Yeah. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time, 'cause I'm okay. I've always been,
and I'll always be that way. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way.
Thank you, thank you. So it's that time when we relax into just a brief meditation, kind of circling back to the every thoughts of prayer, that we go deeper into our God. We're going to do that right now again in meditation. So as we prepare for meditation, I encourage you just to kind of feel how you're feeling in your seat. Just kind of relax again. Take a breath and just relax into your seat. Maybe sit up a little straighter. Maybe relax your shoulders and place your hands on your lap. Feet on the floor, just ready, because relaxation is such an important part of meditation. Such an important part of shifting from our minds to our hearts. So right now, let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And release that breath. And another long, slow, deep breath in. And release that breath. We know that we don't learn by being talked to. We learn by reflecting on what we've heard. So right now, I encourage you to spend a few moments reflecting on those nuggets of wisdom that were shared with us. That nugget of wisdom that God knows. God knows. Be in flow. Don't hold on and control. Be aware of your thinking. Shift when your thoughts take you to a place that does not reflect truth. We know that our lives are created by the thoughts we think. So being aware, being mindful of the thoughts we think, but mostly knowing we are okay. So let's breathe into that for a moment. I am okay. I am okay. I am in flow. I am just where I am supposed to be. Let's take that into the silence for a moment. So starting to breathe a little more deeply again, maybe moving your fingers, stretching a little bit. And let's put a smile on our faces, because a smile on our face gives a message to our hearts. We are okay. So as you're ready, we'll come back. And I ask you to pray with me the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
There's the kind of life when every choice you make's the safe one, predictable. When every moment's like the last one, everything even slightly barely scary is locked away. It's the kind of life where your engine's never gunning, sitting tight. I know your heart is hardly running. Nobody better be messing with the schedule for your usual day. Then there's the kind of life where your pot of gold may never come, where your dream's so big it's never done, where your work feels less like work than fun. Tell you what I want, that one, I want that one, yeah. Give me the kind of life where wrong is sometimes right and black is sometimes white as well. I want that one, oh yeah, that one. I will fail and I'll succeed, I'll laugh and I will bleed. Every day's a mystery and time will always tell. Look at me, going a million different directions. Messy me, I call it perfect imperfection. Don't bother asking me where I'm headed, 'cause I really don't know. No, crazy me. Today I may become a rock star. Then again, it would be so cool to drive in NASCAR. Tomorrow I might decide to wrestle crocodiles for Nat Geo. You don't need to say that my pot of gold may never come. I know, blah, 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 my work is never done. But if a life can be never-ending fun, tell you what I want, that one, I want that one, yeah. Give me the kind of life where I'm kind of flying blind and black is sometimes white as well. I want that one, not some boring, ordinary, flat one. I will fail and I'll succeed, I'll laugh and I will bleed. Every day's a mystery, yeah, that's the life for me. Oh, that's the life for me. That one.
Can we give Daniel another round of applause, please? Woo! It is that time of our service where we share of our gifts and our tithes. And if you will speak our affirmation of abundance with me, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and it is so. Thank you to our ushers. Please pray with me. We are so grateful for all of the gifts and the tithes we have received today. We're going to just hold it in abundance and prayer and know that it will be multiplied and be all the supply that we need. We are also holding all of the prayers in our prayer box. We hold them daily. We save them for a month here, and then we send them to Unity Village to be prayed for another month. So know that your prayers are being held and they will be answered. We are so grateful for this time together. Thank you, God. This tag team thing is kind of fun and confusing.
I'm kind of liking it here. So, okay, it's that time when we would like to welcome anyone who's with us today, who's here for the first time in our sanctuary, first time here. We have a person over here. We have a few people around. We're so happy you're here. We bless you, and we hope we will see you again. Thank you for coming. Okay, if you just keep that hand up. This way we can have you in our database if you're interested in being on our weekly, our email that we send weekly, just keeping you involved with us. So we're just really pleased that you're here. Also, I'd like to remind us all that we have prayer chaplains and healing team here with us up front after service. You're welcome to join for prayer, for healing, prayers of joy or concern. So let's see, I'm having to check what we were supposed to announce. I believe we're ready to do the announcements. Oh, and I will go right ahead with new chaplain orientation, since I'll be taking over facilitating the chaplain program. We will, thank you for that. Gonna miss Rusty for sure, but we're gonna do our best. So we're meeting on the is it the 9th? Yes, I want to get here on the right day. So on the 9th, we're going to meet, and it's going to be a very meaningful meeting. It's not going to just be learning about the program. We're going to actually start the training that day. So if you're interested in us, we're interested in you. Thank you.
So Daniel talked about his workshop some. I hope you all attend. Does it not sound like bringing some peace into my life, your life? Like, yes, please. So there are tickets available outside. Just check with the ladies at the front desk there. And as Daniel said, please come, even if you cannot get a ticket. That is fine. We are welcoming all. It is due to start at 12:45.
It'll be 1 to 3:30, we'll call it.
Okay.
1 to 3:30.
There you go. Thank you. That was leaving us a little time. We'll have refreshments over for you to grab a bite to eat before you come back in. So please nourish yourself so your tummy's not growling and
All
distracted.
you need to bring, sorry to interrupt, all you need to bring is something to write with and something to write on.
And if you need that, we'll help you with that.
Yeah, and when you come back in the room, you do not need to sit up front, and you do not need to sit near anybody. Because if you're going to be sitting there writing, and maybe you want to write something, you don't want anybody to look over your shoulder and read. A little bit of elbow room sometimes can make a difference. So sit anywhere you want, and just bring something to write and something to write on. Something to write with, something to write on. That's it.
And look how far we are getting on our thermometer. Woo! Just a reminder, this is all for our new media stuff. We're going to have screens on the side, so we're not doing this every week, trying to read it, right? So we are doing fantastic between the project, the Valentine's Day project, and some anonymous donations. We are at the 3265 of the 5,000 match already. So we are growing that thermometer. If you do make a donation to that, please just mark it on your check or your tithe envelope, or if you're giving online, just mark it through PayPal, that it's going specifically to that, because we are getting a match.
So reminding you also that small groups are getting ready to start. So if you haven't bought your book yet, or if you haven't signed up, we'll have Marcia out in the lobby selling books and signing you up for small groups. And we're starting a new tradition. First Sunday is Bring a Friend Sunday. So look around at favorite people and ask them to come with you. Bring a friend next Sunday. So I think that's it. I'm going to ask you to stand if you feel like it, and we'll hold hands. Or we're not even hold hands. We'll just stand and speak our prayer for protection, and then we'll hold hands. So the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Now our peace song.